Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the mock exam that I gave you guys. The mock exam was the exam which was carried out in August 2020. This was the first open book exam which I shared with you guys. So let me just share my screen with you so I can discuss it with you. Okay, can everybody see my screen now? Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes. I can see.
Okay, great. Yes, let me just open. Okay. Okay, so when you're attempting this paper, you need to be very, very careful that you read everything which is written on this question paper. Okay, so the question paper which you guys will receive will be exactly like the one I have shared with you, the mock exam. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss with you about the mock exam and what should be the standard answers for this mock exam. Okay, so here you can see this is for Nebosh, Management of Health and Safety. This is Unit IG1. Okay, this is Unit IG1 of the International General Certificate of Nebosh IGC, which we have completed. We have completed all 4 elements of Unit IG1. Okay, so also it is applicable for Unit igc1. The difference between IG1 and igc1 is that IG1 is the unit abbreviation for the new syllabus. igc1 is the abbreviation for the old syllabus, Unit 1. Okay, but the assessment is the same for both. Okay, so this is an open book examination, which means you can open the book, you can use the book while answering your question paper. It will be available for 24 hours from 6 August 2020, 9 BST. Okay, now BST here means British Standard Time or British Summer Time. 9 BST basically is 12 p.m. in the afternoon of Gulf Standard Time. Okay, so in summer, there is a difference of 3 hours between the UAE time and the UK time. In winter, the difference increases to 4 hours. But now it's summer, so the difference is 3 hours. So 9 a.m. in the UK, 9 BST in the UK is 12 p.m. or 12 afternoon in UAE. Okay, so guidance for learners. This is an open book examination. It is not invigilated and you are free to use any learning resource to which you have access. That is your course notes or a website, etc. Okay, so clearly Nebosh are saying here you can use any source that is available to you, including your course notes, your books, and even the internet. Now, by submitting this completed examination for marking, you are declaring that it is entirely your own work. Knowingly claiming work to be your own when it is someone else's work is malpractice. Okay, you need to be very, very familiar with this word malpractice. So if you submit the answer sheet, you are declaring that this is entirely your own work. Okay, but if Nebosh finds out that it is not your work, it will fall under malpractice, because if you claim that a certain work is yours, whereas actually it is not yours, it's been copied from someone, you can be penalized and this will be falling under malpractice. This carries severe penalties. Okay, so make sure you do not copy and paste from the internet, do not copy and paste from the book, and do not copy and paste from someone else's answer. You have to write your answer in your own words. Okay, do not copy and paste from the books, do not copy and paste from the internet, or do not copy paste from anybody else. Now, before we move, let me tell you that Nebosh, they have a software. They have a software in which they will put in all the answer sheets. Okay, and it will scan the number of words that are matching each other. If matching is more than 15%, they will further investigate it, okay? And you might be considered malpractice, okay? So this means that you must not collaborate or copy work from others. So this sentence is very important. Do not collaborate with or copy work from others. Neither you should cut and paste blocks of text from the internet or other sources. So don't cut and paste or copy and paste text from other sources. The examination begins with a realistic scenario to set the scene. You will then need to complete a series of tasks based on this scenario. Each task will consist of one or more questions. So you guys are familiar with the format now. So we will give you the scenario will be given and you will have to answer each question as per the scenario. Now this is important. You need to understand last two paragraphs very, very thoroughly. Your responses to most of the tasks should wholly or partly draw on relevant information from the scenario. Now keep this in mind. It is not necessary that you have to answer all questions as per the scenario. It is saying here your response to most of the questions, most of the tasks should refer wholly or partly. Okay, so it will be mentioned in the question the extent of information that you need to include from the scenario. Okay, so you have to draw on relevant information. It doesn't mean that you have to copy and paste stuff from the scenario. You have to draw on the information from the given scenario. The task will clearly state the extent to which this is required. Okay, so this is very, very important to remember. Next, the marks available are shown in brackets to the right of each question. Okay, and this is very, very important to remember. So the marks available are shown in brackets to the right of each question or part of question. This will help guide you to the amount of information required in your response. Okay, so the number of marks will guide you how much information you need to put in your answer. In general, 1 mark is given for each correct technical point that is clearly demonstrated. Okay, this is now very, very clear. So if a question carries 10 marks, you need to give at least 10 technical points. You need to give 10 correct technical points and you need to clearly demonstrate them. What does clearly demonstrate mean? Clearly demonstrate means you need to give sufficient amount of information in that point. Okay, if you write a few words or half a line as your technical point, it will not be accepted. You need to be clearly demonstrating that you understand this concept. Okay, avoid writing too little as this will make it difficult for the examiner to award marks, and single word answers or lists are unlikely to gain marks as this would normally not normally be enough to show understanding or connection to the scenario. Okay, so it clearly says here that you will not be awarded marks for single word answers or lists as they are unlikely to gain marks and would be normally not enough to show understanding or connection with the scenario. So now it's very, very clear, guys. You need to be very, very clear about this. If a question carries 10 marks, you need to give 10 correct technical points. Each technical point must be clearly demonstrated, which means it should be at least written in 2 to 3 lines. Don't write half a line or a few words as your answer. It will not be accepted. Okay, 10 marks for the question, 10 points, each point of at least 2 to 3 lines. Simple. Keep it, keep that as a rule of thumb when you answer. If you give a heading, it is better, or if you underline keywords, it is better. It's easier for the examiner to read through the answer sheet. Okay. Now, here, this part, remember, this part is not mandatory. Whatever is written here, this is just for information. You are not expected to write more than 3,000 words in total. So here, the Nebosh is giving you an idea of how much words are required. Okay, so around 3,000 words is enough. It does not mean that you cannot exceed 2,000 or 3,000 words, and it does not mean that you must meet 3,000 words. It can be less than 3000, it can be more than 3000. Okay, but Nebosh is saying a standard answer sheet should have around 3000 words, plus minus 500-600 words, it doesn't matter. If you given 2500 words in your answer sheet, doesn't matter. If you given 3500 words in an answer sheet, doesn't matter. But Nebosh says it should be around 3000. Okay, you don't need to write more than 3000. It can be less, it can be slightly more, but it doesn't mean that you have to write 6000 words. No, 8000 words. No, that is too much. You don't need to write that much in your answer sheets. So around 3000 will be the approximate number of words you require, but this is not mandatory. It doesn't mean that you must meet 3000 or you cannot exceed or you cannot write less than 3000. No, you can write less than 3000, you can write 2000, 1500, 1800, whatever words you want to write. Nebosh will not fail you if you do not meet the 3000 words criteria. Okay, so this is just to give you an idea of how much you need to write. Try to distribute your time and word count proportionately across all tasks. It is recommended that you use available template and please attempt all tasks. Okay, now this is the scenario. Before we go to the scenario, let me just show you the answer sheet template. The answer sheet template was also given to you guys. So this is the answer sheet template. Okay, this is the template which you will use to answer. Do not use any other template, okay, unless you follow the Nebosh guidelines. So again, this is the basic information given here. Open book examination, answer sheet template, available for 24 hours. Here you need to write your learner name. For example, your name is ABCXYZ. Okay, your learning partner name is, let's say, Safety World ME Consultants. Okay, sorry, this is your Nebosh learner number. Your Nebosh learning number will be 100123456, whatever the number is. So this learner number, guys, this learner number, you will receive this from Nebosh around 10 or 12 days before the exam. This will come with your registration email. Okay, learner number will be sent to you guys by email, and it will be at least 10 to 12 days before the exam. Okay, so whatever your learner number is, you can type it here, and then you type your learning partner name, which is Safety World ME Consultants. Okay, so this is how you will fill this form. Your learner name, okay, then your learner number, which will be sent to you by email, and then your learning partner name. Your learning partner name is Safety World ME Consultants. Okay, next. Please note, if you decide not to use this template, you will need to include the same information on your submission, including the following. Now again, Nebosh is giving you an option. If you don't want to use this template, you can use any other template, but it must contain this information. And if you want to handwrite it, you can still do it. You can handwrite your answer sheet as well, but it must contain all of this information. What information is it? It should include your unit code, for example, IG1. Okay, it should include the examination date. It should include your name, your Nebosh learner number, which you will receive in your registration email, your learning partner's name, which is Safety World ME Consultants, page number on all the pages, this is important, and question number next to each of your responses. So this is the information that you need if you don't use this format. Okay, but my advice is please use this Nebosh template for the answer sheet. Don't create your own template. Okay, you do not need to copy out the questions. please save your completed answer document with your surname, username,